jet lag is real. It affects 1,000 people every day. I was going to say one in, they do 1 in 5 dentists agree, or maybe 4 out of 5, I don't know, agree that, sugary toothpaste is not a great idea. Anyway, this is going to be not a return to form. It is the return. It's top and bottom talk. We're doing the listening party edition. It's 2002, but sleep deprivation is a mofo. I've been suffering since April 10th. Today is May 2nd. So, wow, 3 weeks. It's a humdinger to deal with, but, I can handle it. It's fine. I just sleep when I can. Now I feel like I'm in the war. It's not that bad. It sucks, but I'm still working out. It's just I woke up this morning at 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, here we go. Still went to the gym. I still ate breakfast, for those concerned. Anyone who wants to know what I eat in a day can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just kidding. I mean, I guess there is one for the podcast. But anyway, let's focus. Fortunately, I don't have somewhere I have to be. Seems like all my recent solo pods, I'm like, okay, I gotta do this in 35 minutes or I'm gonna miss the wedding. Anyway, the listening party, we're gonna go over my top 15 albums for the year 2002. I'm going to tell you some great songs from the albums. Then we're going to do my shout-outs. These are the non-top 15ers. And then I did a few awards. I'm really getting away from the awards because there's just so many albums. This could be a yawning pod. Okay, triple. Where was I? Yeah, I'm just not putting as much work into the, which is a great way to be like, yeah, I've gotten lazy. I haven't gotten lazy. I just think how does that go? I was going to say the bite isn't worth the chew, but that's actually not bad. The bite isn't worth the chew. Did I invent a new one? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. But maybe the bite isn't worth the chew. Wow, look at me on the spot. Straight up genius. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know that I'm getting a lot out of it. I don't know if anyone's getting anything out of it. So we're just going to stick to then my top 5 singles. And then big albums, big singles, where I'll just criticize the music industry or public. And then we'll end it. And we'll go home and have a good night's sleep. So I hate saying it. Let's just say, without any more delays, let's get to number 15. The artiste is Pedro the Lion. The album is Control. I always feel like, my history with Pedro the Lion, I don't know if I'll do this on everyone, hopefully not, because, people are busy living their lives. But Pedro the Lion, I was always intrigued by the name. I'm like, I believe he's like a Christian singer-songwriter, but I want to say he's more challenged his beliefs, and so it was pretty interesting. Okay. The yawns are coming. This one, I want to say, is his last album, is Pedro the Lion. And then he went back to, I shouldn't say back, went to his actually given name, which is, I think, David Bazan, roughly, give or take a letter or two. But it's a goodie. It's solid. It's definitely more, do I want to say it? I'll say it. It's harder than his previous albums, but it's not like a punk album or anything like that. It's still singer-songwriter, but the guitars feel harder. It's more, the earlier ones felt more like acoustic, and this is more, I don't know, plugged in, amped up. and Here Comes Sophie. We almost made it 5 minutes without a dog making a noise. All right. Favorite songs from this album. It's a good one. It's a goodie. I don't believe... Man, that should have made... I didn't do a top 10. I should have done a top 10 singles, but I did not. Anyway, Options is a fun one. Indian Summer is a very fun song to sing. I believe this chorus goes, God bless the Indian summer. And then Priest and Paramedics is probably my favorite song on the album. And I think it's the last song. All right, number 14. This is one I honestly had a lot of trouble rating. Also, this year is nuts, 2002. I probably should have led with that. There's going to be just some albums that unfortunately did not make the top 15, but this year is cuckoo. This album I always thought would be higher, but I don't know, it was tough to rank. So it ended up at 14, and that's, why don't I just say the name? The album is Broken Social, no it's not. The band is Broken Social Scene, the album is You Forgot It in People. That's right. Oh wait, I already said the name of the band. Oh God, I think I might still be sleep deprived, so this will be interesting. I want to say they're Canadian. Some interesting people came out of this band. Kevin James, or no, is his name Kevin James? That's an actor. Kevin Jones? You know what? Now I gotta look it up. Hold on. Broken Social Scene members? Yeah. Oh, Kevin Drew. Okay. So Kevin Drew came out of this band. He's not as popular, but then Feist, I think that's how you say her name, also came out of this band, and I guess that's it. I thought there were more. Now I feel silly. But 2's not bad. This is their best album. It's just all over the place. It's maybe a good way to describe it. It's got like some post-rock in there. It's got some just like alternative rock hits. It's got some kind of indie hits. Lover Spit is an awesome song. I just was listening to it, I think it was Thursday. I remember hearing that in the car on Thursday. That song is awesome. Cause Equals Time and Anthems for a 17-year-old Girl are just awesome rock songs. Almost Crimes it's almost a crime that song wasn't more popular. And I just looked at a non-existent camera. And then Casey Accidental, I think, is the first song. It's kind of, I won't say it starts off with boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I should listen to these songs first and then I shouldn't do it at all, but if I'm going to do it, at least have an idea of how that song sounds. All right, that was plenty of that. This album is kind of I can't call it a classic because I put it at number 14, but it's just like a nice assortment of songs. It's like if you were buying baseball cards, who's gonna be relating to that? It's like if we can all relate to this, or most of us. If you went, when you're a kid and you like whatever, McDonald's or Pizza Hut or something, and then you got like a soda, and instead of just getting one flavor, you just were like, I think I'll do. Some people call it a suicide, some people tornado, depends where you grew up. But you would just get one of each. You're like, oh, Mr. Pibb, Coke, Cherry Coke, Sprite, yada, yada, yada. And for whatever reason, it was delicious. That's kind of what this album is. And not going to lie, I'm kind of proud of myself for that analogy. Number 13. This artist's name did not age well, especially given this album came out 2002. The artist's name is Isis. The album is Oceanic. They are a metal, just a metal band, I guess. I didn't come up with it. but I've had some people listen to it. I believe it's been called some kind of metal. It's not your normal. It's not your grandparents' metal. It is. I keep wanting to say celestial, but it's something to do with ice. Man, I should do this when I'm a little sharper. Let's just look them up. It's like, does it help if I just keep ISIS band? Sophie, there's nobody there. Post-metal, that's not good. Glacier, it's glacier-like. Glacial? Thank you. Nobody there. Sweet fancy Moses. All right, anyway. I've got 2 big songs. The beginning is the end, and then False Light. I've got a couple of these on the old workout mix, and it's just very, very slow. So that's why it's called glacial metal. But it's really good. It's kind of metal you can listen to without like frying your brain. So it's not like it's more that sounded cool, but I don't even know if that's how the band sounds. All right, my next one is number 12. This one, I remember buying this CD because they compared it to some kind of metal version of Radiohead. And obviously, I was just eating up Radiohead during these. I mean, I still do. But if any review or, critic said, this is the XYZ of Radiohead, I was just like, well, I guess I'll be buying that. So I did. And I think I bought like a used copy of it somewhere. I remember when I bought the CD, it had it was like for radio play. Anyway, I bought it. The artist is Dredg, and the album is called El Cielo, which I believe means the sky in Spanish. I honestly don't know much about this band. I think they were kind of Christian, but I don't know that for sure. Let's see what old Wikipedia says. From California. Okay. Alternative metal. Okay. Yeah. We're not gonna just listen to me read, which sounds like nothing. But El Cielo is this. I remember this is. So they didn't post lyrics in the liner notes on this one, but this album is about people suffering from sleep paralysis. So I think it's kind of a themed album, but it's really, really good. And there's some song. It's kind of like got some guilty pleasure stuff. Same Old Road is fun. Sorry But It's Over, which I can just hear those songs as soon as I say the titles. Down the same old road again. Sounds exactly like that. Ooh, let's see if I can do Sorry But It's Over. I'm sorry but it's over. It had a little bit of Tool to them. Sound a little like Tool, but it's really, really good. And it never gets too heavy. And I think there's like these little interludes in the album. No, Soph, please. I just want to do a podcast without you barking every 3 seconds. I'm just going to ignore her and push forward. Number 11, representing the ladies, because that might be the only one we have. It is. Neko Case is her name, and Blacklisted is her game. Blacklisted is the name of the album. This album is really, really good. There is an Aretha Franklin cover called Running Out of Fools that I didn't know was Aretha Franklin until I learned more about it. Pretty Girls is a really good song. I Wish I Was the Moon is also a really good song. I wish I was the moon tonight. So she is kind of like alternative country, and I think she came from some other band. This is just like we're going to find out. This is a 23andMe episode of Listening Party. Neko Case musician. What's her origin story? Where are you? Oh, yeah, she came from the New Pornographers, which sounds weird, but she has an absolutely, like, knockout voice. Yeah, her singing voice has been described as a flamethrower, powerhouse voice, seems like it might level buildings, 120 mile per hour fastball, vocal tornado. Interesting. Yeah, she just has a booming voice, and I wish she was more popular, but she's not. Yeah, just absolutely, the music's good. Her voice is just crazy good. And it's honestly just a real shame. This is why it's hard for me to get behind, like, the Grammys, for instance. It's just like, so Taylor Swift can, win some country, or Beyonce, for the love of God, is winning a country album award, but Neko Case can't get a mention. So, anyway, if you like any kind of country music, I would absolutely give her a try. It's not like country, but it's kind of like old school country-ish. And she's just an absolute talent. She's awesome. I think I've had a chance to see her and I didn't, and I do regret it. Number 10 is Queens of the Stone Age, and I'm going to say it like they say. The name of the album is Songs for the Deaf. This album would be an absolute stunner. I mean, it is. It's number 10 in a loaded year. It might be higher, but it has so many of these stupid, dumbass sketches, which is a fun idea, but they put them as part of the songs. So, like, it's got this whole theme of you're listening to a radio station playing songs for the deaf. And unfortunately, they're, like, part of the song. So you can't, like, when you were you to put it on a mix, for instance, which nobody does anymore. But if you were to do that, you'd be hearing, like, the first part of somebody changing radio stations. And it's kind of cool, but it is also just really annoying. Anyway, Queens of the Stone Age, awesome band. Awesome band. I know I discovered them for their Rated R album, which I think was the year 2000. Which I can probably research real quick. Yes. Hey, that was also number 10 for the year 2000. What do you know? That's crazy. But yeah, so like songs, You Think I Ain't Worth a Dollar, but I Feel Like a Millionaire. What a name for a song. First It Giveth is great. Sky Is Fallen. I wrote First It Giveth twice. Song for the Dead. Go With the Flow, I believe, is on a... You can go with the flow. That is on a Smorkout Mixies. I'm Gonna Leave You. God Is on the Radio. Just a lot of really good songs. It's fun. It's got some heavy stuff. And it would have been a classic were it not for all the GD radio sketches. But great album, great band. I never saw them. That was one, I remember they played in Tampa, and I don't know if I can call him a friend, but he was a client, and he and I did talk music all the time. And he went and saw them, and it was fantastic. And watch this segue. Speaking of fantastic, number 9 the album is Fantastic Damage by the artist LP. This is one that I saw live. Man, I am like on fire. He is a hip hopper. He's just kind of an awesome dude. He's half of Run the Jewels with Killer Mike. I don't know if he's in charge of the label. He does have a lyric. I've, for whatever reason, been thinking of it recently. I'm going to take this I'm going to take this label to another level, or I'm going to take this level to another label. He says it much better and cooler than I do. This is one of my favorite hip-hop albums of all time. The production, and his name is LP, which stands for El Producto. The production on this album is unreal. It's probably the best. Sophie Chill is... I'll go over the favorite songs and then just a little more. I did see him live as well in Tallahassee, and he was awesome. I think it's the best hip hop show I've ever seen. His energy is just, probably can't say it's unmatched, but it's great, great energy, and then it's just a fun show. Like he's a cool dude. I think he might be white. Let's see, is he white? I think he's a white guy. LP, American rapper and songwriter. Let's find. Yeah, he definitely is white. He kind of looks like the guy from Queens of the Stone Age. Wonder what his real name is. Jamie. Jamie really hurts his credibility. Yeah, where's Jamie Moline? Hey, he's from Brooklyn. Yeah, he's just an awesome, awesome dude. I'll have to read about him later. Anyway, Fantastic Damage is great. Deep Space 9mm. Deep Space 9mm. I can't remember how the rest goes. Dead Disney is a banger. The Nang, the Bush is also a banger. I remember hearing that. I would play on college radio. Stepfather Factory will maybe bring a tear to your eye. That one's kind of emotional rap song. He raps about all kinds of stuff. He's definitely not a look at my watch, look at my chain. Not really rapping about hoes too much. More so, he raps about stepfathers, which is nuts. A lot of kind of battle stuff. Yeah, he's got one of his lyrics is so bananas. Oh God. I think I already recited this lyric. I did when I did my top 100. I'll do it again just because probably nobody listened. Not that anyone's listening to this. It was, so Raucous Records was the big indie hip-hop label back in the 90s, early 2000s. And I think maybe he used to be on that label or something, but I want to say he created his own label. So he's got a lyric that goes, signed to Raucous, I'd rather be mouth-fucked by Nazis unconscious. Good night. That is a mic drop. Yeah. Anyway. Number 8. Hey, this is a top 100 as well. Los Halos. The album is for Ramona. This one, I've probably shared a little about this as well, because this made my top hundo. This band I discovered, I think it was when I moved. Oh no, was it before? I want to say I discovered it when I moved to Sarasota, and I think I was like trying to play music while I was at work a little bit, and it was, that thing that some people still listen to, which is nuts. I can't remember what it's called, but it like suggests songs for you based on what you like, and this one kept coming on, and it is a very difficult album to track down. This band is not, it was stunning. I remember looking at I'll have to listen to it at some point. Stunning how unpopular this band is. Let's just see if they're even in Wikipedia. Los Halos band. Hey, wait, maybe not. Oof. I don't. Oh, they do have a Wikipedia. Wait, do they? This doesn't feel like it. That is not it. They are not very popular, as you can see. Wow. Okay, anyway. So the album is called For Ramona. I absolutely love this band. It's kind of cryptic. Yeah, kind of singer-songwriter, but like I don't even know what song it is, but he goes, so what am I to do? Just kind of some old school, good stuff. Good stuff. I don't have a way to describe it. You just have to listen to it. I know when I post it on Spotify, I believe I can do a link to the album. So if you're a Spotifyer, you'll have to check it out. Favorite songs, I think was pretty much all of them. Fisherman's King, For Ramona, Gold is the Color, Lost Halo, My Heart is an arrow. My heart is an arrow. Morning of the Sun, that one was the one I think that got me. It's just got such a good beat. Oh yeah, that song slaps. Okay. Number 7, are we taking too long? A little bit. Number 7 is Cody Chesnutt, and the album is the Headphone Masterpiece. And it is an absolute headphone masterpiece. I think this guy lived in Tallahassee at one point, because I remember hearing that, and then for some reason I was like, I wonder if I'm like around where this guy lives. I'm just going to do a quick creeper search and see if I can find out where he lives. Doesn't appear that I can. But I found out about this guy. I unknowingly knew one of his songs because the Roots it's like a Roots remake, The Seed. Or maybe the Roots remade his song. I don't know. But I think they both came out the same year. The Roots. Yeah. And then I'd seen one of his songs, which I'm looking for. I think it's Look Good in Leather. I didn't write it down as one of my favorites because it's not. But the album as a whole, I remember putting this on for my dad and saying, hey, do you want to hear what the Beatles would sound like if they were a solo black musician? Because his music is it's just kind of all over the place. There's a lot of like singer-songwriter stuff. There's a little bit of rock and roll. There's probably a little bit of like R&B. It's just kind of like that example I gave of Broken Social Scene. It's kind of the same thing. But I learned about this album. I was I went to Florida A&M University. I remember we were doing a project and like we went to this guy's house, and I think he had this album on while we were just, talking and working through ideas and stuff. And I was like, what is this? This is really good. And he was like, oh, it's Cody Chesnutt, blah, blah, blah. I wrote it down, and then I ended up, either he burned me a copy or I burned a copy later. I think he might have burned me a copy. What a guy. And it turned out it was one of my favorite albums there for a long time. It still is. It's a double album. There's so many songs. His album after this is also good, but this was the one this is where, again, I don't want to just make this all about the music industry sucks. But like, this guy should have been he was a huge talent. He had so much like just music to offer. And I think he has an interesting story. I want to say he produced this all himself. The Roots remade a song of his in the same year. There's something about him though. I want to say this thing took him a long time to make. Oh, he was in Dave Chappelle's Block Party. What do you know? He never really took off, but absolutely love the album. Man, I swear it was like, okay, whatever. Oh, you know what? He through his own label. That's right. So he shopped this album. He made this album. He recorded it at home with a 4-track recorder. He played everything. It's a 36 song double album. But he basically made it all himself, recorded it, blah, blah, blah. Tried to give it all the insurance record companies, and then he distributed it on his own website before releasing it through his own label, which is awesome. Guy just was like, you know what? F it. I'll just do it myself. And so he did, and it deserves to be more than noticed, deserves to be appreciated by a lot of people. So Upstarts and a Blowout is great. Boy Life in America, Serve This Royalty, The Seed is probably the most popular. There's so many songs to name. The Most Beautiful Shame is a really, really good one. No One Will. There's one that makes me The World Is Coming to My Party makes me think of what's his name from Outkast? Andre 3000. My Women, My Guitar. When I Find Time is a really good one. He's got some like thought-provoking stuff too. He was a young guy when he made it, but he's got some real wisdom in there. When I Find Time is one that it's kind of like, yeah, I'll do it when I find time. You know, you've heard that kind of saying, and it's like, you'll never find the time. He's very self-aware. I'd like to meet him. I'm sure he'd be an interesting dude. If We Don't Disagree talks about how, you know, not every relationship is about agreeing with each other. Like it wouldn't be, you know, rock and roll is about clashing, and I'd like to actually read more about that. It ain't right, it ain't so, if we don't disagree. Oof, good stuff. All right, too much time on Cody Chesnutt. Number 6 is Interpol. The album is Turn on the Bright Lights. This one was a huge indie hit, probably indie album of the year. Favorite songs: Untitled, Obstacle 1, New York City, Rollin', Leif Erikson. Honestly, the whole album is just perfect. This was a very unique album when it came out. I know they inspired by Joy Division and some others, but this is just like this band was just a juggernaut in college. And if you got into it, they wore suits, like black suits with like red ties. And they were kind of goth, but kind of not. Had some cryptic lyrics. I know NYC, New York City, has some lyric. He's got some strange, like, something about 200 couches. They're all 200. He had a very distinct way, he being the lead singer, had a very distinct way of singing. Yeah. It was just kind of a mysterious band that felt like they came out of nowhere, fully formed. Speaking of, they were part of the New York Renaissance for bands. It was like the Strokes had done it. Interpol was from New York. This next band that I'm going to talk about was from New York, the Walkmen. I think there were probably some others as well. So speaking of the next one, the Walkmen. The album is Everyone Who Pretended to Like Me Is Gone. It's their debut album as well. Favorite songs: They're Winning, Revenge Wears No Wristwatch, We've Been Had, I think was their big single. That's the punchline. I want to say it's Rue the Day. One of these has just an amazing drum track, like drumming on it, where it just, you hear the drums and you're just like, all right, let's run through a wall. Which they've got some other, it seems like they have one of those per album where you're just like, let's do cocaine. Yeah, this band has style. I think they broke up because the lead singer, who's super tall, Hamilton Lighthouser or something like that, he's had a few solo albums, I believe, which are probably not as good. Yeah, this band, I had the chance to see live twice, and both times I remember I was like, I don't know, I couldn't make it for whatever reason. I could have been laziness of just like, it's raining, I'm not gonna go. And then the other one was like, I think I'm just gonna I'm really hungry, I'm just gonna have dinner instead. And I do regret not seeing them, because this band is still consistently listened to by me. I mean, kind of they all are, but this one just kept making good albums. I don't think they have any bad albums. Yeah, just like a very underrated band. Should have been huge. I'm sure they had a good amount of success, but honestly just deserve to be a gigantic band. There's no reason why they wouldn't have been. I feel like I've heard them compared to like a hipster U2 before, which doesn't really make sense, but anyway. All right, now we've got number 4, Tom Waits. The album is Alice. If you know me, you know that I love me some Tom Waits. And I'm a fan of latter-day Tom Saints. Jeez. Tom Waits. Tom Saints is a cool name. Remember that later when I go to check in a hotel. It kind of starts with maybe Bone Machine. But I like the latter, like, I already said it, like the kind of the more modern Tom Waits, Pretty sure he's kind of retired at this point, but the title track to this one gets me every time. It literally just sounds, every time I hear it, I think of somebody ice skating alone on a lake. I gotta look at the lyrics. Tom Waits, Alice lyrics. I gotta find out now why I always think that. It's dreamy. Oh, that's why. It's dreamy weather we're on. That's why. Okay. The tears on my face and the skates on the pond, they spell Alice. Okay. There's a reason I think that. It's not because I'm creative. Everything You Can Think is a very fun song. Kameni Shushpat is a fun song. I think that might have been a fantasy baseball name of mine. Team name. No One Knows I'm Gone. I'm Still Here. Just like really, really good songs. So he released 2 albums this year, Blood Money and this, and I think he released them simultaneously. I don't think it was like any separation. I think he literally, instead of making a double album, he just made 2 albums, and they both have a different feel. As you'll find out, I like Blood Money more. I don't know if that was always the case, but I think Blood Money as a whole is a better album, but this one has some huge highlights, which I just mentioned. And Tom Waits is just one of my favorite guys. People, like entertainers, whatever, musicians, does it all. And he just seems like an awesome dude. He would be so much fun to meet because he is a character. I made the mistake of, I gotta not do this, even though I'm sure I will if Radiohead has some kind of documentary or book. Although I think I've watched their documentaries before. Anyway, I read this Tom Waits book, which went through all of his albums, and he's been making music since either the 70s or the 60s. He's been around for a hot minute. And I made the mistake of reading this book, which brought you through to basically his whole life, plus every album. And so I listened to every single album, which is like, it's got to be like 25 albums. It's some absurd catalog of music. And ever since then, it's just, I love him, I appreciate him, but I'm just like, there's a certain amount of like, yeah, I've listened to this a bunch. Because I went, same thing with the Beatles. I just went in so, okay, is there a non-gay way to say this? I went in so deep on Tom Waits that it was just like, okay, I'm officially saturated. Gross. I made it worse. All right. Number 3, the band is And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead. Album is Source Tags and Codes. This is the best concert I've ever been to. Best meaning just favorite. It was for this album. I went with my friend Mark, friend and roommate Mark, and we were both just so blown away. We were just like, what just happened? It was the most energy I've ever seen from a band. They didn't destroy their instruments, which they kind of had a reputation for doing, but it was in Tallahassee. It was not a packed show. And these dudes, like, they were switching around. Like, the drummer would drum the first song, and then he'd switch, and then he'd play guitar on the next one. And then, so they all kind of, like, would move around, and it was just, like, it was just a lot to take in. Jesus. I have so many little phrases on this episode. But this album was, it was album of the year. Wow, what a year for indie music. Holy cow. So It Was There That I Saw You was just an awesome song. How Near, How Far, Heart in the Hand of the Matter, Relative Ways. Relative Ways is a very fun song to sing. It's coming together in relative ways. Yeah, No Notes. This is their best album, and their one before this was really good as well, but this one was just like kind of a better produced album, tighter songs, and yeah. Awesome album. All right, next, Sigur Ros is the artiste. The album is just parentheses, open parentheses, close parentheses. And all the songs are awesome. Untitled number 8 is the awesomest. saw this band live with my dad. I think they closed their set with Untitled Number 8, which is just an epic song that goes... I forgot how we always describe them, but it's some of the most beautiful music you've ever heard. And then this song, number 8, it gets pretty hard at the end. But like they play this band opened for Radiohead and just like became... I wish I could say they became famous, but like kind of popular, but not, none of your friends know who they are, but like they did, their song was featured in Vanilla Sky. Their music should be in pretty much every movie you can think of. It's just some of the most gorgeous music you've ever heard in your life. The singer is unreal, like the highs that he can get to. The musicianship is top notch. They play their guitars a lot of times with bow strings, which is awesome to see. Saw this band live. Wow, you know what? Holy hell. Probably tied with Trail of Dead, I guess, for like just best show I've ever seen. I was just blown away by the talent. Saw them in Tampa with old Pops. And number 1, I've got Tom Waits. Blood Money is the name of the album. Misery is the River of the World is... This one's kind of a darker album. Everything Goes to Hell is just awesome song. Coney Island Baby is beautiful. All the World is Green is beautiful. God's Away on Business, just like the themes, just you can hear it. Starving in the Belly of a Whale definitely makes you think of Pinocchio. Where are we at? 41 minutes? Mother trucker. All right, let's speed round it. All right, shout-outs. Beck, Sea Change. I feel like that deserves a lot of talk. This one was a pretty huge album that year. Huge departure for Beck. He kind of reinvents himself a lot, but this one was a very subdued, I don't want to call it country, but Beck is like, ow, my back. Hey, rhymes with Beck. Beck's one of my favorite artists. I love that dude. Saw him live too. But Sea Change is a very soft, like they're all ballads, basically. And it was very unusual for him. Because I think the one before this was like his funky, sexy album, which I can't... Sex Laws, I think was the name of the album. Something like that. Anyway, all right. Another artist, Bright Eyes, Lifted is the short version of that. It's Lifted or the Story in the Sea or something. I don't know. Really, really good album. I was a huge Bright Eyes fan. I saw him live. And the album as a whole is great. It's very long. It's probably like 70 minutes long. It's a little too long, but it's great. And it might have been when he got a little bit of money, because it's a really well-produced album. And yeah, good stuff. Idlewild is another one. The album is The Remote Part. Scottish band, I believe. And it's really good. It's kind of, it's not quite punk. It's more pop punk. But it's like pop punk that you can listen to and not be ashamed of. All right, we got The Roots, Phrenology. We've got Clinic, Walking with Thee, which is a great one. Talib Kweli, his album Quality. Not as good. I like Reflection Internal as his best, but this one, still a good album. No complaints. Next one is Reindeer Section. This album is Son of Evil Reindeer. Reindeer Section is a super group. I'm forgetting who's in it, so we're going to find out. Reindeer Section members. Well, it only shows 3, and that can't be true. The indie rock supergroup. Snow Patrol. Who else is in it? Jeez Louise. Come on, guys. Who else? Oh. Arab Strap, Bill and Sebastian, Idlewild, Mogwai, Snow Patrol, Teenage Fan Club, and then some others that I don't know. Is another... Hey, we're just in a Scottish... anyway, Don't know what I'm trying to say there. A bunch of Scottish people, I think, are involved, and it's really good. I would recommend you check it out. Whoever you are. Chemical Brothers are next, and the album has come with us. I love the Chemical Brothers. These dudes are awesome. It's my favorite electronic band. This one's probably one of my least favorite of theirs. It's more bouncy. I like them when they go kind of dark or light, and this one's more just like next is Streets. Album is original pirate material. This is a British rapper, and he's pretty good. He's got some good stuff. It's still not as clean as our good old-fashioned American rap, but he's got some bars. Next is Justin Timberlake. Album is Justified. It's classic. It's a really good one. Next is Sonic Youth. Album is Murray Street. And that's all I have to say about that. They're good. The next one is Nerd in Search Of is the album. This one was huge. I liked it, but there's good songs just got played to death, so I was over it eventually. But they were kind of talked about a lot of, like, in terms of them reinventing the music industry there for a little while. Eminem, the Eminem Show. I've been on record talking about him. Coldplay, Russia, Blood to the Head. Kind of surprised this didn't make my top 15. Maybe it should have. Probably their best album. And probably should have made my top 15, but I honestly don't know who you kick out. It's a tough year. Holy fudge. We got a lot, so we're just gonna... Alright, Dillinger Escape Plan, Irony is a Dead Scene. This is an EP, and it has one of the craziest songs you've ever heard. If I can think of it. Mike Patton from Faith No More is the singer for this album. Oh, something with dogs. Oh, When Good Dogs Go Bad. Do yourself a favor, download that song, because it is absolutely nuts. Give it a listen. It's just nuts. It's just a crazy song. Dillinger Escape Plan is like a hardcore band, and then they added Mike Patton, and it was just like, holy cow. RJD2 Dead Ringer. It's fine. Luna Romantica. I love myself some Luna. Johnny Cash American 4. I don't remember what's on that one, but it might be the Love Hurts. The Hurt 9 Inch Nails cover might be on that one. Joseph Arthur Redemption Song. Underrated dude. Love him. Doves, The Last Broadcast. Just an underrated band, and it's probably my fault. They deserve, kind of like the Walkmen, it's like they deserve so much more. Boards of Canada, Gia Gotti is the album. I like, this one's fine, but I like their other one. Something about the music, children are involved. The No Twist, the album is Neon Golden. This one was a huge indie album that year. Really good, still listen to it. I don't remember where they're from. Sophie, it's nothing. Thank you. Thank you. It might be rain. Promise Ring. I just kind of... Oh man, that is a lot of rain. Hey, and this song's called, or the album's called Wood Water. Wood/Water. Next one is Polyphonic Spree. Album is Beginning Stages. I can't remember if I saw them live or not. I might have. They had one big single, and then, which I can't, it's like Light and Day, I think was the name of it. It's just straight up hippies. Next one is Damien Rice. The album is O. I don't remember much about that. Next one is Desaparecidos. Album is Read Music, Speak Spanish, which is Conor Burst is the main person in Bright Eyes. It's one of his side bands. I saw this band live. I think they played with, I shouldn't say think. There was a band that opened for them, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Desaparecidos, the name of the band is interesting. It's based on a, like, town or village or city or something. Can't remember where. Somewhere in South America, I think. And it just, all the residents disappeared one day and were never heard from again. Pretty... I wonder if I can... We don't really have time for it, but... Desaparecidos. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Spoon, album is Kill the Moonlight. Very good. Another underrated, like, consistent band. Always make good albums. They're a little too cool for their own good, but I like them. Next one is Pearl Jam. Album is Riot Act. I don't remember this album. This might have been the downfall or downswing of Pearl Jam. Forget exactly when it happens, but speaking of downswing, if that's a real word, Oasis, Heathen Chemistry. It was over for them at this point. Beth Gibbons from Portishead. Her album is Out of Season. I'm sure I listen to this all the time, but she's one of my favorites. I just don't really know any of the songs from that. Next one is Mastodon. Album is Remission. I saw this band live, and I think I almost got a shirt that was super inappropriate, and I didn't, because I was like, eh. Next one I've got is The Books. I think the album is called Lemon of Pink. I didn't even bother to write it down. They're very weird. I would not recommend it. Next one is Microphones. Mount Erie is the album. If this is the one I'm thinking of, it's kind of a nutty, it's like 5 songs. It's basically the story of a mountain, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, that one deserves to be talked about a little bit more. But not right now, because we're going way over. All right, next one, I wrote it down, Black Dice, album is Beaches and Canyons. I think I like one song. I was really getting into some like dark corners of the music world, and this is one of them. This is just like some experimental stuff that's pretty nuts. All right, next is the album is McLusky. The band is McLusky. The album is McLusky Do Dallas, and that album is a whole lot of fun. Next, it's kind of like rock, punkish, rockish, but just kind of some insane lyrics. Wow, there's so many. Next one is Songs Ohio. Album is Didn't It Rain. Speaking of rain, great. I saw him live too. It's not a fun show. He's pretty depressing. I think he died of alcoholism, if I'm not mistaken. But his music is timeless. It's just really, really good. I don't want to call it bluesy, kind of a singer-songwriter, bluesy. Oh, I did it. Very good. All right, next is Decemberist. Album is Castaways. Might be Castaways and Cutouts. This band is just a little too cutesy for me. They're good, and I liked it initially because it sounds like pirates making an album. And then it's just like, all right, man, enough with the costumes. All right, Missy Elliott, Under Construction. I'm a fan of hers. I don't remember what's on this, but I'm sure it's got some dope songs. Next one is Iron and Wine, Creek Drake the Cradle. Is this their debut album? I saw them live, but not performing music. They were playing that night, and I saw them in Tallahassee because the lead singer, I think, was a professor at Florida State University for a while. And I saw them at a sandwich shop, of all places. Next one is Godspeed You Black Emperor. The album is Yankee XO. This album rocks. I still like their lift your wrist like Skinny Antennas to Heaven, I think is the name of the one from 2000, and that's my favorite of theirs, but this is also really good. Next one is Electric Soft Parade. Album is Holes in the Wall. That is kind of like they wanted to be Radiohead and they just weren't good enough, but it's, listenable. When there's no Radiohead album that year, it's like, okay, I'll listen. Next one, this one I really regret not seeing. The album, the band is Black Heart Procession. Album is Amore del Tropico, and supposedly they really designed their I don't want to call it a set, but the stage, and it was just like a whole thing. You just felt like you walked in on this. I think they had trees and all kinds of stuff. And the band, it always reminds me of Black Sabbath a little bit, his voice. Sounds like Ozzy, and it's just they do creepy in a really good way. Speaking of creepy, the artist is Larson. Album is Lever. This one I think I had to discover later on. I want to say they're German. It's just really kind of intricate music. I think a lot of it's instrumental, but really good. Okie dokie. John Vanderslice is next. Album is Life and Death of American Four Tracker. I'm pretty sure I saw this live. He's fine. I've liked this less now than I did then. But it's fine. Next one, I remember I predicted great things for this person. I was wrong. Her name is Nina Nastasia, and the album is The Blackened Air, and I do enjoy that album quite a bit. I listen to it a ton. She's, I just say singer-songwriter probably too much, but that's kind of what she is. There's a band involved. It's somewhat complicated music, but really like a good, rewarding listen. All right, next is Davinci Banhart. Album is Oh Me Oh My. I don't remember which one this is, but he's an interesting dude. Freak Folk, which showed up on my Spotify playlist somewhere. He is under that category. Next one is 6x7, which the kids would love these days. Wow, they missed their calling. The album is The Way I Feel Today. The album before this, The Closer I Get, I think is the name of it, is one of my favorites. This one is not as good, but it's serviceable. Next one is, the band is Kala. Album is Televise. These dudes are creepy AF, and I love them for it. The way I feel like they're always singing about murder. Let me just look this one up. Always sing about murder. Kala band. Just constantly. Oh, formed in 97 in New York. I swear all they do is sing about murder. I can't find their Televise. Strangler is one song. Don't Hold Your Breath. Pete the Killer. It's all about murder. And it works for them. All right, next one is Tram. The album is A Kind of Closure. This album's really good. I can't really get it on Spotify, so I don't listen to it anymore. But kind of an underrated album. Worth a listen. Next, Ugly Casanova. Album is Sharpen Your Teeth. This is Isaac Brock's solo album from Modest Mouse. I really enjoy it. It's mostly good. It's got a couple things that probably shouldn't have been recorded, but for the most part, it's just kind of a weird, good album. The next one is Velvet Teen. Album is Out of the Fierce Parade. Again, kind of a Radiohead wannabe, but I think every time their song comes on, it must be kind of like whiny or not exactly macho music. And then Pam's like, "Who is this?" And it's the Velvet Teen, and then she just makes fun of me. And last is Destroyer. The album is This Night. I'm pretty sure I probably had this on my top 15, and I took it out the last minute, but really good. This is where I got into them. Dude's amazing. All right, because this is going long, we're going to skip the cats. Top 5 singles. I have Tom Waits, Coney Island Baby. Number 2, Tom Waits, Alice. Number 3, Cody Chesnutt, When I Find Time. Number 4, Sigur Ros, track 8. Number 5, LP, Deep Space 9mm. Cream, Get the Money. This is top 5 selling albums. Nora Jones, Come Away With Me, 27 million. For 27 million, I will go wherever you want. Eminem, The Eminem Show, 20 million. I'll watch for 20 million. Avril Lavigne, Let Go, 17 million. For 17, I'll grab a skateboard. Number 4, Elvis Presley, his 30 hits, 11 million. This is where people just don't understand today. Like kids, it's like, yeah, a greatest hit album was sold 11 million. Like that would be, nobody sells 11 million albums anymore. So, and this is just the greatest hits, songs that have already been out there. And then number 5, Coldplay, Rush of Blood to the Head, 11 million. Fantastic. All right, top 5 singles of the year, gross. Nickelback, How You Remind Me. I'm not going to even address that. Number 2, Ashanti, Foolish. I don't know that one. Number 3, Nelly, Hot and Her. I know that one too well. Number 4, Nelly, Dilemma. I don't know that one. And then number 5, The Calling, Wherever You Will Go. I don't know what that is, but whatever. That's it. We are just over an hour. But it was good to get back in the saddle. It's more fun when I'm talking to somebody, but yeah, thank you for listening. If you are listening, and if you're not listening, thank you for not listening. And I mean that sarcastically. We are going to have next podcast. I don't probably do this. Pam is going to be on a podcast here soon. We're going to discuss Japan, where we went. And that one should be fun. She's never been on the pod voluntarily, so should be an interesting one. But anyway, that's all I have to say about 2015. Take care.